Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anundu.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sal here in the building. Thank you for joining me on another great episode of the American Investor Show. This is episode 242. I'm in a good mood, but I'm in a bad mood too. I'm in a good mood, I'm in a bad mood because again, my lack of patience, allows a potential $9,000 gain not come into my account because a stock that I was chasing for almost a week and a half, Roku, finally decides to start giving out, and it's back at, it's falling to 37. I should fall below 37. And I had the $37 puts, at about $40. We'll get into that a little bit. But boy, did you guys see the incredible gain on the market today? Shout out to all the people in the chat room. Again, brought to you guys by the good people over at Equity Feed. Investors Hangout. Equity Feed, get 2 weeks free. No credit card required. Best scanner on the market. Shout out Craig G, Kenneth Rosenberg, Leon Boonts, Kenneth. You tweeted out twice. DPG. Yeah, man, I had the $40 calls and I gave up on Friday. I was like, man, fuck it. I'm going to move my money somewhere else. And then Roku finally cracks and now it's at 37. It's literally on the door. $35. If I would have stayed with my $40, my $37 puts at $40 where I bought them at, if I would have sold, if it got to 35, that would have been a $9,000 gain. It would have been a $9,000 gain from $40. Gucci, what's up? Michael B, first man in the room. Carlos Robles, Andrew Gladness. Shout out to all you guys in the chat room. Yeah, I mean, Roku was going to drop. I just didn't have time for it. There were just so many other things that were running, and I just was like, man, look, it's low float. It is what it is, but it nowhere near worth $43, $41, whatever it was going for. I can see Roku at the projected price of $28 a share. That's where it's headed. It's headed to $28 a share. Well, it's not a loss if I never got it. It's not a loss where I never got it. I just got to work on my patience. But patience is a lot easier to have when you have a significant amount of money. A significant amount of money. When I can become a millionaire like Tim Sykes, then I wouldn't mind sitting in the trade for 3-4 months. You know what I'm saying? When you're a millionaire, it's okay to you can do straddles for, a year. It's easy to do when you have that kind of money. But I want to get to these ETFs, man. These ETFs are really tearing it. As you see here, I got the Qs. I was talking for a couple days about that 154 being almost like a resistance, but boy, look at today's move. A monster move on all the markets today. Monster monster move on all the markets today. Now, here's the thing, though. Although we did very well today on the equities, including the ETF, like you see here, the Qs and the SPY, what did even better were the leveraged ETFs. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what an ETF is basically a mutual fund that trades like a stock. You know, you're going to have to Google what a mutual fund is if you don't know what that is. But it's basically a mutual fund that trades like a stock. All right, you can buy it, you can short it, you know. And a leveraged ETF is basically, it adds not only the component of having, access to, more than single stock risk, so a group of companies, you add in debt in order to maximize the returns. I'm not understanding what kind of debt. I mean, I didn't go into all of that. But the returns that people are getting on some of these leveraged ETFs during this incredible bull market have been absolutely insane. Now, I have put back on the Qs, and we saw what that did today. You had a 1% gain in the Qs. But there is a leveraged ETF version of the Qs. Now, when I say leveraged, it can be as much as 2-to-1 to as high as 3-to-1. That's why you see the 3X's by the leverage sometimes. So 2-to-1, 3-to-1 are the most popular. And the big Q leveraged ETF, that ticker is TQQQ. Now, this is leveraged 3-to-1. So as I just pointed out, the Qs, it was a 1.05% gain. This same thing, right? This is the Qs, just leveraged, 3.15% gain. So it's basically to mimic the Qs. And the Qs, for those of you guys who don't know, it's just basically the top 100 NASDAQ stocks, no financials. It's very heavily, technology. They're not all tech plays, but it's very heavy on the tech sector, right? That's why it's really benefited from, the moves that NVIDIA has made, Intel, all those plays. So if you're looking to benefit, and I'm spread the chart out so you can see the whole picture here. I mean, this is this thing that's it's literally doubled, or almost doubled. I want to say, almost doubled, or 138 since April. So it's almost you pretty much doubled your money since April. Again, this is TQQQ. TQQQ. All right, you can buy it, go long if you believe in this bull market is continuing, and I have no doubt it is going to continue. The tax plan right now, the conversations, for the most part, it's getting there, and I think it's going to pass. It's going to pass, and we're going to continue this bull market. So stop playing around. If you've got some extra money to the side, you can spare it to the side, or you just like options like I'm falling in love with. Buy some calls here, man. Just buy some calls. Put some time on it. Don't be like me and cash out early. Because on these particular plays, these are ones to hold for quite a long time. All right. And of course, if you want to pay the inverse is just SQQQ. Here's the inverse. So you just love to short. Just play SQQQ. All right. So as long as the bull market continues, that will continue to go lower. And it's gotten, they have reversed before. So, if it gets to a point where it's just too low, they'll reverse split and it'll start all over again like it has, or it did back in January. All right. We had a guy in the chat room come in and offer us a great ETF on technology, right? And he mentioned BOTZ, which I watched today, and that was insane. It's an AI artificial ETF, so a fund for companies that have significant amount of business in artificial intelligence. Shout out to whoever brought that. I can't remember who it was. You brought up BOTZ. It's been a monster. It's been a monster play.
Monster kill.
All right. We've watched that over a couple days. But here's the thing. There's another ETF, one of the best, SOXL. Now, this is a semiconductor play, but putting on similar insane numbers, up 180%. Up 180%, 3.5%. This is leveraged as well. This is a leveraged ETF as well. So insane daily gains, 3% today alone. 3.5% today alone. And this is going to go higher. Just the business. Bots is going to go higher. This is going to go higher. So I want to bring you guys these ETFs. I don't want to forget about the financials. Financials still a big deal. Obviously, technology, money. We're living through, I think, the greatest time when we talk about technology and money with the advent of Bitcoin. Our lives will never be the same again. I mean, either we're just going to all start using Bitcoin or some kind of version of digital currency. I mean, we pretty much already use a digital currency, but I get it. The fiat thing is still there. XLF is what everybody uses to avoid the single stock risk, right? You don't want to buy Bank of America. You don't want to buy Goldman Sachs. You don't want to buy Citigroup, BB&T. Okay, fine. You buy XLF. Well, there's a leveraged ETF, FAS, 3 times leveraged, that does even better. Very similar pattern because it's basically the same stuff. It's just 3 times leveraged. So XLF today put on 0.30%. Gain is a gain. FAS put on 1.38% gain. Again, that ticker is FAS. Now, maybe you love the industrials. We're gonna get to the pennies in a second. I'm almost done. You love the industrials, the Spider, S&P 500. That's the way to go, right? S&P 500. Well, incredible year for the SPY. It's been an incredible year. Caterpillar doing well. Boeing doing well. Merck doing well. I mean, incredible blue chip returns for 2017, driving the SPY higher. But even the SPY has an inverse that you can short if you just want to be that guy, right? We know a little bit about Dog. Dog is out there. SDOW is out there. SDOW is out there. So many, many ways to profit and avoid single stock risk. Yes, these are all long-term holds. These are long-term holds, Andrew. These are not, 1-2 day kind of things. You can play them for 1-2 day kind of things. I mean, they're generating incredible returns like that. You're putting 3-4%, every other day. I mean, that's a solid return in a week or in 2 weeks. You got a lot of guys who have a lot of different definitions when we talk about long-term holds. Now, let's get back to these stocks here. 643, I think this is Ken. Oh, Ken, I just missed your call. Call me back. I saw somebody calling from 613. You can call me back, too. Whoever calls back first. Let's get to these stocks, ladies and gentlemen. But again, just took some time today to learn about some of these leveraged ETFs, and I'm really excited about them. I'm kind of late on them. I'm learning just like many of you guys. All right? But I love what I see so far. 646, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, it's Ken. How are you?
Ken, what's going on, bro?
I was going to bring up Twitter again because what I found interesting today was the volume. It expanded quite a bit to 18.5 million today. It's been 10 million a day for the last few weeks.
Well, yeah. And, I mean, you were very close to breaking out from the high set during an earnings. I mean, you're literally there, and
Right.
I think people today were looking for that breakout. You just missed it. We'll see what happens tomorrow on Twitter. But that was the
After
catalyst. I
hours.
mean, you
Yeah.
were pretty much just there, and we'll see what
Right.
happens.
Yep.
But it's been an incredible week
Yep.
for Twitter. And I mean, it
After
got to the
hours, it
highs.
broke it.
You got some profit taken from the long terms, and new money came in, and now you're back to the breakout, looking to break out above 22. So, I mean, awesome opportunity that you took advantage of buying those $23 calls. I told you you're definitely gonna get the 22. I think now it's a little warm, so I mean, you've got a decision to make. But
I know.
you're going to get the 22s, whether or not you want to, allow it to cool back, or what I would do. I mean, if I don't know where you're at in the profit, but maybe
Right.
take profit and then buy more, or buy it again on a pullback. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you. And you also sent me a tweet about my PayPal today.
Yeah.
That was strong. And it's Square. Square's even crazier. I have a few calls on that. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, both of them are. I mean, there's not much else to say about them. I mean, again,
Right.
we're living in an incredible time for money and technology. Both of these, companies are involved in that space. They're going to run higher. I mean, Square talking about Bitcoin. PayPal is the standard gateway for payment on the internet, hands down. Everybody knows what PayPal is. If you're on a website, you own a website, you sell a product, you need PayPal. If you don't have PayPal, people will not fuck with you. That's just what it is.
Right.
And
That's right.
I mean, they're both just killing it. They're both killing it.
Transitioning to Bitcoin and the blockchain, the two things coming up. The second week of December, I believe CME is going to start trading futures on Bitcoin. And number two, there's some kind of law in Congress that's supposed to pass for the transactions of $600 or less being tax-free using Bitcoin. No wonder, if you look at these three stocks, RIOT, GROW, and EKSO, those three stocks, God.
Yeah. Riot we brought up last night. Incredible day for that stock. I mean, I hate the fact that it sold off from the high 13s. I mean, now you've got a $2 wall that you've got to work. You got to work against. And, didn't like to sell off into the close, but I mean, it is what it is. We've seen stocks sell off into the close and then end up, spiking the very next day and breaking out. You can look at HMNY, for example, and not too long ago. So my only thing about the whole Bitcoin futures, that's when you allow, big money to be able to take a downside trade against Bitcoin. That's when you start having some really suspicious things that are going to start happening. And I would be very, very cautious if you're heavy into Bitcoin. I mean, you got all your money in there, and you're going to start allowing banks to start taking negative positions against Bitcoin, because now these billion-dollar conglomerates have an incentive to tear it down. So you got to be very careful. Those of you guys who are riding Bitcoin into 10,000, when those futures get put out there, I don't doubt that you're going to start seeing heavy liquidity moving to that downside position, because that's an insane amount of money that could be made if this comes crashing down.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. It's really a good point. Even just maybe do a strangle or whatever.
Yeah.
That's it. They're very interesting. But it's exciting times we're living in right now.
Absolutely.
Look at IWM today. That's been the lagging all year, and that broke to a new high.
Yeah, IWM. Yeah, insane move on IWM. I mean, that's it's just crazy what's going on with the small cap side, Russell 2000. Interesting enough, because this one has a leveraged version as well. I'll find that in just a second. But yeah, I mean, it was funneling for a little while there, because there was a little bit of inconsistency about where everybody was in terms of the tax plan. If they get it, obviously that's going to work for IWM and all the companies involved in that space. But that nice breakout above that 150 line is where I had it marked at, and let's see if it can continue higher. But onward and upward we go in this Russell 2000 ETF.
Yeah, it's great, wonderful. All right, I'm going to say goodnight. Thanks.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ken.
Yes, thanks.
All right. So shout out to Ken for that. Shout out to Ken for that, playing that IWM, which has been a monster. I mean, it's been a monster lately ever since that conversation came up with, that tax plan. It's going to definitely help companies like that. 813, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, Silas? Woody Wright.
Hey, Woody Wright. What's up with you, man?
Man, I was looking for a pullback today, honestly, in the market anyway.
Really? Now, obviously, I mean, there was no real catalyst for the big move today. I could see where you would come up with that, idea. But what led you to believe that could be, what would happen today?
Because I was saying since we're gonna have a short trading week this week, I'm looking like people is gonna take the profit and wait until after the holiday, because most of the stocks I trade from Thursday to yesterday, I just did a couple day trades and just take my profits and leave, and just to say, let me wait until next week what the market is showing. But damn, I was surprised today when I'm at work and I look on my phone and I saw everything in the green. I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Now, did you take a short position today?
No, I didn't take any short position. I trade Square 2 days straight, day trade.
Okay.
And I also trade Walmart just after earnings. So all my trades all last week and yesterday was profit. I made profits, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna trade after today. I'm not gonna trade for the rest of the week. I'm just gonna wait until next week. But I guess I was wrong on that call.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually quite impressed by how the market ended up starting out. But I mean, we saw it in the futures this morning. We saw a lot of activity in Japan. Japan ended their day up. I think they were up almost 134, 140 points, something like that. So we knew it was going to be a good day. I didn't think it would be as good as it was. But with that being said, I don't see the companies that I follow being overextended. So we might even see another green day tomorrow. We got another full day of trading tomorrow, so I don't see any reason for stocks to come down, and I think we'll have another, bullish day tomorrow.
Because honestly, I day trade Square 2 days in a row, which if I should have just leave it and let it run, but you never could see it, hindsight. But today was a lovely day, man. I hope everybody in the room makes some money and gear up for the ending of the year and the new year to come.
Yeah, there it is, man.
Because I was at work, so trading on my phone, I can't really see on the platform. Because I'm in patient care. I'm taking care of patients and stuff. And I was like, damn, I'm looking on my phone. I was like, damn, I wish I was home.
Yeah.
To be in front of my computer and make some money. But I'm working on it. One day I'll be at home.
Absolutely. Keep focusing on it, man. Keep focus on it. Keep studying. Money. Keep making great trades, man, and you'll be home sooner than you think, bro.
All right. Continue teaching all the people how to do the stuff the right way.
Appreciate it,
and
man.
And patiently.
Thank you, Woody. Thank you. I appreciate you for watching, bro.
All right, buddy.
All right. Shout out to Woody Wright. Appreciate you for watching. Oh, by the way, yeah, TNA. I don't know why they named it TNA. Small cap bull. That's the 3 times leveraged ETF for IWM. As you can see, this is let me put that back on. So IWM, that's IWM, Russell 2000 ETF, and then the 3 times leveraged TNA. So you get a bigger move on the TNA, which is 3 times leverage. So it's 3-to-1 leverage on that one. So moves much bigger than IWM. All right. Pretty liquid, too. I mean, 4.3 million shares traded. Again, not the cheapest thing in the world, but, I mean, at 3% on a move higher. And, again, if we continue to see this bullish market going, it's going to be more than worth it by buying the actual underlying stock. I don't know if there are options available. I haven't checked the look. I haven't checked at all. All right? So take advantage of these. I'm learning about them myself. I heard somebody in the chat room bring up EKSO. We talked about EKSO here. We talked about it on Monday, yesterday. We talked about it on Friday. And I mentioned it on Twitter. that people are really underestimating that deal they have with Ford. I honestly believe people are really underestimating it. Now, Ford hasn't committed to buying it, but nothing but good news has came out of the partnership so far. Nothing but good news. All right. And EKSO, which is a very small float, and one of my favorite websites, shortsqueeze.com. Shortsqueeze.com, I'm looking at EKSO. It's still, with an already small float, 19 million shares, 12% of those shares are currently short. That's pretty big for 19 million shares. So yeah, you're squeezing the shit out of these trades, these shorts, every morning in this stock. Now this was a beautiful run here on EKSO. I mean, the stock made a high, pulled back, and as you can see here, a lot of guys came in on the breakout. Here's the breakout, that morning breakout, which is beautiful, and a lot of guys coming in on that trade. Pulled back after the breakout. Early believers who were in here, they sold out, but I mean, new money, just look at that fresh money just coming into the trade all day. And you got a nice little squeeze in the morning. If you got in late, you got caught there with your pants down, ended up losing your ass. But again, if you played the morning breakout, play that morning high, that's always a great opportunity for you to get in, make some money, and get out. Whatever this was, I think that's just, happened to get some guys who got caught with their pants down, and squeeze of death, man. That is a squeeze of death. And we'll see what happens with EKSO tomorrow. But, I mean, again, you got a lot of people who, they're ready to make some money on EKSO on the downside, which is, there's a lot of meat on this bone, right? I mean, I can tell you as someone who's short stock, there's a lot of meat on this bone. But with 20 million shares floating and 12% of that short, you're talking about now you're dealing with a little over, 8, 7, whatever that is. These buyers will overwhelm you and have you running for the hills. So be very, very careful if you're trying to short EKSO. If you're a bull here, you just got to be very careful and making sure you're not buying too high. Because we already see there's some bag holders in there. There's some bag holders in there already on EKSO. If you're looking for a very similar play tomorrow, you need to be on GameStop tomorrow. GameStop, the put option side was so heavy. Everybody and their mama was expecting GameStop to come out and be just like Snapchat. We're losing money. We're unprofitable. We hope next time to do better. Well, guess what? GameStop came out and said, you know what? We've been selling more video games than you think we've been doing. We're actually doing pretty good. The stock is up now. What's the after hours ask? 19? Yeah, so the stock is up almost $1.80 after hours right now. Also on shortsqueeze.com, GameStop heavily shorted. Because again, everybody thought GameStop, which eventually will go out of business, all right? The industry has changed. Eventually, GameStop will go out of business. In fact, wherever this ends up being the top, I would try to get that top because it is going to come back down at the end of the day. A year from now, we're going to be talking about probably, $9 GameStop, just because the fundamentals of the business don't allow it for it to be a business that we're going to see 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Business is changing. If you got a PS4, you already know you're not even going to the game store like that. You can just buy it from, the PlayStation store. They got better deals on there than they do sometimes EB Games. Anyway, GameStop, GME, 27.9. Let's just give them 28% of the float is short. That is over 27 million shares. There are only about 100 million shares available of GameStop. 27 million shares are short. Ladies and gentlemen, GME, they are going to run for the hills tomorrow. Whether you want to play the option side or you want to play shares. You go with the calls. You go along. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know how high this could possibly go with that kind of numbers. I don't know how high this can go with those kind of numbers. We'll see what happens tomorrow, how it opens up. But, man, it's got a huge, huge float that's short, man. And they're going to be running tomorrow, folks. They're going to be running. What's going on, Stock God? What's going on, Jeff? I see Jeff in the house. What's up, Jeff? BIOS. Is that actually running again? BIOS up 14%. Let's get to some of your tickers here in the chat room. I've gotten my plays out of the way. Let me know what you guys are looking at. BIOS, nice move, Jeff, on that. Up 14% today. Don't know what's going on there. Let me know. You guys know what the call-in line is, 305-600-2896. Omari Taylor, yeah, I saw you bring up Intel. Intel, didn't do as good as some of the other stocks. This is a stock that I'm really following because I want to play the breakout at the 47. I think Intel can be a $70 stock, but I mean, it's just not moving like that. But I got my lines up. Let's see it. But now we're looking for support at 43. Looks like that's what we're looking for. I don't know why. Incredible numbers for earnings. Ran and then now it's kind of giving up on itself. So I don't get what's going on with Intel. That's why we gave that ETF for the semiconductors SOXL because you want to just avoid single stock risk. Just play the ETF if you love the space. Intel, great company, but it's just not behaving like that right now. I don't know what's going on there. What's going on, Ann Bullard? Legendary 8s. XNet, I don't know what the hell is going on with XNet. I know, is this a Chinese play? It's one of those Chinese plays, right? I have no idea what's going on with XNet. I don't know anything about this company. This was a stock that was $4. Wasn't it like $4? Yeah, $4. Yeah, it was like $4. No, my bad. $3.82 on August 3rd. And now it's a $21 stock. So we're talking about a stock that's basically now 700% gains. 700% gains in 94 days? In about 94 days. I don't know. I don't know why. All right, I don't know why. I'm have no doubt the float has got to be small as hell for it to even do something like that. Yeah, float 26 million shares. 26 million shares, 33 million shares were traded today. So we're rotating the float. All right, we're rotating the float. It's got pretty decent insider ownership too. But yeah, continues to go higher. Obviously, it's going to have to come down eventually, but right now I'm not even daring to short that. XNet has Bitcoin behind it. Darth Vader, what do you mean they got Bitcoin behind it? How are they involved in the Bitcoin space? Callie Robb said XNet is that baby. Yeah, I mean it's putting up gains, bro. I gotta give it to you. It's putting up those gains. That's I can't doubt you. I can't doubt you with putting up numbers like that. 13% gain today. Now, you left some people up there at 24, right? I mean, that's the day's high. It was 24.29. And interestingly enough, let me zoom in here. That's the largest shadow in the stock, period. I mean, that was the longest or the largest range of the run. So that's really interesting. That's something to take note of. Could that, now that, do we have the stupid money coming in now, or because how the stupid money, the fickle money, they tend to be the first to run when things don't go right. They're down $100 and they're running. You know what I'm saying? So those are the kind of traders that can bring an incredible run like this, come to an end. So we'll see. Yeah, CIFS. I see you brought that up. I don't even know where that's going. I mean, the stock was down today, 1%. But look at that chart. I mean, how can you go against a chart like this? Only 600,000 shares traded, down 1% today on a dollar loss, but still very, very bullish, very, very bullish, very, very bullish. Leon Bones, you said don't trust the Chinese companies; they're bogus. Yeah, nobody's talking about investing in it for the long term. But I mean, look, if you can look at the pattern and you say, hey, man, I can probably get a nice overnight on this, or I can get a 2-day move on it. Don't turn down the money. Don't turn down the money. What's going on, George M? Yeah, it's a good website. Make sure you save that website too, shortsqueeze.com. It's been around for a while. It's a good little stock website. It's either that, or you can go to a lot of the ones the pumpers go to, which is lowfloat.com. So they go to lowfloat.com to figure out who's got the lowest floats. Then they go to short squeeze, find out what percentage is short, and then that's where you get the squeeze. That's how they set your ass. BVTK. Let's take a look at BVTK. Haven't had anybody bring up BVTK in a minute. Haven't had anybody bring up BVTK in a minute. OTC stock. Wow, looks like we used to talk about this during the better days. I remember when we used to talk about it right here. Looks like BVTK holding on for dear life there at 0030. Holding on for dear life there at 0030. OTTV. Nice move on OTTV. So it looks like we got some buyers finally running in. Are they finally decided they're not going to sell on shareholders? Kenneth Rosenberg. Stock starts going down. Well, we don't really know. You go to the Twitter account. We don't know what's going on with the stock right now. Oh, bullshit. BYOC, Beyond, what is that? Beyond Commerce or something like that? BYOC, 2-cent stock, 3.9 million shares traded. All right, OTC stock. Nice move today, up 30%. Up 30%. Up 30%. Beyond average, I saw you bring up OMVS. I've been wanting to look up that stock. I keep forgetting about OMVS. It can be a mover, but looks like it hasn't moved very much lately. OMVS up 1.3% on OMVS. Can be a mover, though. Can definitely be a mover. Just hasn't done much lately. What's going on, Bats? JBZY. Yeah, JBZY. Is this the one that used to be DOLV? I think this is it, right? Yeah, this is the one that used to be DOLV, changed its name. And Chinese company, down 7%. Yeah, not much going on here. I wouldn't even touch that. Way too much selling pressure for me. And plus, I just don't like the chart. I don't like the chart. I don't like the chart. Too much downside risk on that. Yeah, man. GME is going to be a buy tomorrow. GME looks the way Roku did. But Roku, very similar. It was selling off. Then you had, a low float. Obviously, it had a lower float, but it surprised people. It surprised people and now moved up, and then killed everybody that was trying to short this thing. And, you guys already know the war I had been fighting with Roku. Now, all of a sudden, now it wants to go below 37, and I'm out. But again, I blame myself for the lack of patience on that. I mean, now it's only been a week and 2 days. So, if I would have held for 8 days, would be heavy in the money now on Roku at that $40, where I bought $37 calls. Now, after hours, I think it was like $37.10 or something like that now. I suspect Roku will probably hit $36.50 tomorrow, as the longs, leave out of that. Do I know if TD Ameritrade is okay for short selling? Yes, for the NASDAQs, right? For some NASDAQs, yeah, you can get some decent shorts on TD. I have before, but there are many stocks, you know, especially the small caps, you won't get borrows for. You know, one stock I took advantage of today, CLSN, if you follow me on Twitter. CLSN opened up at 390s. I told you it was a run for the 350s. Beautiful, beautiful capitulation at the open on CLSN. I mean, I don't know what people were thinking, even, you know, thinking about buying a stock like this at $3 with a primary trend that looks like a disaster. I mean, look at this primary trend. I mean, what a disaster. Why would you go long on a stock that gaps open and it looks like this? I mean, and we're not talking about an earnings winner either. I mean, we're talking about a company that's losing money. You know, no reason for anybody to want $3 of CLSN at all. Back holders from the get-go, and CLSN sells off. You had a couple attempts where longs tried to get together and do something, but, I mean, it is what it is. It was a great opportunity to short this. You're not going to get, you know, borrows on CLSN on a trader like TD. I mean, they're going to fly, and you're going to either have to call in and do it, and if you're talking about calling in, they're not even going to, you know, want to hear what you have to say unless you're trying to get minimum 10 G's. Some say 25, but they'll do 10. But if you're not willing to go short at least 10, they're not even going to, you know. But I use interactive brokers. Yeah, just got done talking about EKSO. Incredible short. Incredible long. Incredible long. CLSN was the incredible short today. But, yeah, EKSO, incredible opportunity right now. This can go higher, man. This can really go higher. We'll see what happens tomorrow on EKSO, but, you know, more volume coming in today than even previous days. You got a beautiful gain in the chart today. I don't doubt maybe you have even more bullish investors coming into EKSO tomorrow. So if they can follow it up, why not another 10 or 15% if they can maintain the volume? You know, if they can maintain the volume, you know, and again, going back to that video I put out on Roku, that's what ends up killing that, and that's what ends up now killing that Foot Locker. Anybody in there with Foot Locker with me? Foot Locker $40 puts. And, you know, that's what's going to end up killing Foot Locker is low volume. As the volume diminishes, this should end up falling apart too. So just like Roku. But I'm going to be a lot more patient with Foot Locker. And I gave myself a lot more patience with the underlying, with the time expiration on Foot Locker than I did with Roku. So Foot Locker should be coming out. I'm definitely going to be making a killing on this one. SPI regain recline. Yeah, let me see what's going on with SPI. Poker Pro, you love SPI, man. You love SPI. There's so many other stocks that are doing so much better, but you just love SPI, bro. You say you're looking for another Foot Locker? We'll see. Well, earnings is pretty much over now. Earnings season is pretty much over now. I think we got a few others out there. But, you know, catch GameStop at the top. I don't think that top is going to be tomorrow, though. GameStop could be a 3-day runner. I mean, just like Roku was. You know, huge shorts in the stock. They're going to be squeezed. I wouldn't touch GameStop short tomorrow, but it could be a very similar play where you have a stock that just gets out of control high, and like Roku, and if it does if that happens, right, and we get to GameStop, and GameStop is like, you know, $44, $44 or some shit ridiculous like that, hell yeah, I'm gonna be up in there, you know, trying to buy puts. You guys got to remember, Roku started at $18, right? I think not to beat a dead horse. Yeah, Roku started at $18, got to $49. So from 18 to 49 over the course of 4 days. GameStop, very similar, situation. Bearish stock, beats earnings, huge short position float. So who knows? We'll see. BTSC Bitcoin Services. We definitely called this run. It's not a legitimate Bitcoin play, right? It's not a legitimate Bitcoin play. I don't believe anything the company says about them actually going to create any kind of real tradable platform for people interested in Bitcoin. But again, just the sentiment of them being in the space, possibly being legit, that's going to cause the stock to run. And I just wouldn't participate in anything like this. Up 16.5%. You're doing better just buying Bitcoin. But nice move on BTSC, 16.9%. 16.9% gain. AEMD, Athlon Medical. Don't know anything about the stock. Medical equipment play. AEMD. All right, doesn't very bearish primary trend, so not much going on here. AEMD, only 240,000 shares traded, but not a great looking stock you want to hold unless you know something else that's going on. Poker Pro, you said your calling is going up and away tomorrow. All right, we'll got you. I'll be watching it, man. I will be watching it. VPLM, yeah, shit. What the fuck is going on here? VPLM, don't know anything about this. I don't remember anybody bringing up this ticker yesterday either. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this, man. Up 52%. Clearly looks like a kind of pump situation right here. But last 2 days have been awesome for the stock. 84 on the RSI now. Nice move. Stock's up over 500% in 2 days. Actually higher than that. I mean, you're actually up. You're actually up almost 1,000% because you took off at about 2 cents. So, yeah, 2 cents, just a little lower than that actually. VPLM, you hit that hard? Yeah, I don't know what the liquidity is, but nice move on that one. SFIX. Stitch Fix. Don't know anything about this company. Looks like just recently went public. I mean, I don't know, man. You opened up. You got to 1850. Didn't hold that. Now you're at 1580. Nice move today, 6.4%. I'm going to have to learn about the business. I don't know anything about the business. Stitch Fix. E-commerce. Some kind of e-commerce site. You got $1 billion market cap. Do they deserve it? You got to let me know that one. Let me just quick Google. Stitch Fix. What the fuck is that? Stitch Fix is an online subscription and personal shopping service. I think we got another Blue Apron here. Okay. One of my regrets for 2017 is also I missed out on Blue Apron. If we got another Blue Apron here, they got a $1.4 billion market cap. Are they worth $1.4 billion? If you guys remember Blue Apron? Came out this summer. This is Blue Apron. I missed out on Blue Apron. One of my biggest regrets. Another company that got public, had a $2 billion market cap, now has a $500 million market cap, and it's still overpriced. Now trades at $2.99. Got to $11 a share. Now at $2.99. Thank you for that ticker. Thank you so much for that ticker. Because I think we got another blue apron here. Every time I see these little online mailer companies, you know, led by somebody under 30 with no business experience or anything like that, yeah, okay. Been down that road before. All right. Said the guy is good. He insists when they post earnings, they will blow them away. We will see. All right. Yeah, I'm going to learn more about the guy. I'm going to learn more about the guy in the business. And we'll let them prove it to us. But that's a big market cap, man. 1.4 billion? And you're a new company? Okay. We'll see if they're worth that 1.4 billion, man. In due time. That's one thing I love about the stock market. In due time. If that's what's going to happen, it's going to happen. You can only lie. You can only lie for a very short period of time, man. This market will always tell you the truth. That's what I love about the stock market. It'll always tell you the truth, man. At the end of the day. ARSC, American Security Resources, or what is that? ARSC looks like OTC. Okay, it's OTC Pink. OTC Pink. 13,000 shares traded. Don't know much about it. Kenny Dutton bringing up FPVD. Yeah, man, I thought this was going to be a lot more than what it was. I don't even want to look at it now, up 32%, but I thought it would be a lot bigger a ways ago. We thought possibly a similar test like what happened back in August. But, yeah, it is what it is. FPVD. BRKR. Bruker Corp. I don't know anything about this, man. I don't know anything about this stock. Broker Corporation. You tell me. Numbers on the line, 305-600-2896. Do I have a book or a class on these teachings, Iceberg J? No, man. That's all coming. That's all coming. But right now, I'm just putting out content, bro. I'm on this Gary V shit right now. You watch some Gary V? I'm on that Gary V shit right now. I'm just documenting, bro. I'm just documenting. I know I've said that several times on the show. I know what 500 episodes is going to look like 5-10 years from now. I just got to keep documenting. All that will come. Because if I just put out a book and some teachings now, people are going to like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Let's keep it moving. What are the tickers you guys are talking about? GRWC. Grow Condos. What is this about? Grow Condos. Yeah, I don't know what this is about, man. OTC play as well. Okay, so OTC stock. Grow Condos. Is this a marijuana play? Specialize in cannabis branded real estate property and turnkey grow facilities. So what are they saying? It's like a marijuana business in a box? That's how they're explaining themselves. Yeah, you're going to have to do some research on it and give us a call, man. Yeah, Gary V is that dude, man. Gary V is that dude. Love listening to Gary V for that good motivation. A lot of great channels on YouTube for motivation, man. Sometimes on a weekend, I just, spend like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You get all the motivation you need on YouTube, man. Great stuff. what else you guys are looking at? We're going through tickers. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, Grant Cardone is, yeah, I love Grant Cardone too. Love Grant Cardone too. Love his story, man. That guy came from nothing, man. I had to verify it when he was talking about, yeah, I'm from Louisiana and I lived here. I was homeless. I was like, man, let me look this dude up. And come to find out, everything was true. Guy was homeless, down and out, lived in one of the poorest parts of Louisiana. I pulled up, I mean, literally, like 30% of this community, it lives on, below the poverty line. So he comes from nothing, man. Grant Cardone comes from nothing. Let's look at DRYS. DRYS, 4.3%. Dries is really trying, aren't they? God damn, where's all this buying for Dries coming from? Dries is for about half a year there. Dries was like the guaranteed short. Dries was like that one stock you couldn't get shorts for because you knew it was a guaranteed winner. It was a guaranteed winner. Everybody wanted Dries short. Now all of a sudden somebody's like actually buying this shit up. What's the float at now? What's the float at now? I think it's because they've done like 4 reverse splits. Oh, okay. All right. Well, no wonder 7.2 million shares floating. Okay. Well, that would keep you higher. That'll keep you higher. All right. Only 7 million shares floating. Okay. Yeah, that'll keep you alive for a while and float that small. That'll keep you alive for a while. Eventually, the truth will be discovered. OMNT, Ominto, up 26%. What's up with all the volume today? What's justifying all that volume today? Look at that big old green bar here. Where's all that money coming from? I don't see any news. Let's see how legit the buying was. Okay, yeah. So all right. So this looks like this is a pump. Okay. All right. So somebody pumping a low floater. What's the float on this one too? You want to easily go on this one short, but 10 million shares. Okay. All right. So this is obviously a pump. This looks like a pump to me. All right. This looks like a pump. I'm not sure where all this buying comes from. But we've seen this lately on the markets where we've seen these really crappy stocks all of a sudden run. OMNT, not surprised, taking advantage of that. Yeah, this is a stock that traded 59,000 shares yesterday. All of a sudden today, 893,000 shares on no news. This is an easy short tomorrow. Be careful. Be careful on that morning, right? I mean, look for some capitulation. I mean, let it prove itself. But I'm talking about you know, this is ridiculous. This is kind of ridiculous. I don't even know where that comes from. And I don't see any after hours push either. OSUR, Money Baby off the halt. OSUR up 18%. All right. Gap down, got oversold. Boy, I mean, don't you wish? I wish every stock that was oversold, and I've said this a couple times because we've seen these plays, but I wish every oversold stock ran like this from these oversold levels. I mean, that's just beautiful. Nice little wedge. Pop. That's a beautiful play right there, man. Yeah.
Perfect.
Exactly. That's perfect. You want to talk about, playing an oversold, there's no better way than what that just did right there.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we pulled up BIOS. You said it's got room to run. It's got a lot of, BIOS is interesting, but man, it's just got. I mean, what do you see in this, man? This chart is it's just a mess, man. It's just a mess. But yeah, it could go higher. It's just a mess. You got a lot of walls up there, but I mean, it can do something. It's just ugly, bro. It's just ugly. Said it ran. RSI was 30. Yeah, it was low. It was low. I mean, it had every reason to run, but you typically don't get that kind of move. So congrats to everybody who was in that. SWIR, Sierra Wireless, $600 million market cap, trading at 27 times earnings. All right, so we got a real company here, folks. $20 a share, up 5% today. Not seeing any news for the move, though. Not seeing any news for the move. Only 400,000 shares traded. Let me know where are they at on the 100? Oh, okay. All right, so they're pretty bearish now. Here's my 200 right here, that purple line. So you're pretty bearish here on SWIR. I wouldn't even take a look at it below the 200 on a long, but nice day today. I mean, up 5.9%. But below the 200 moving average. We're in the greatest bull market of our lifetimes, and this company is struggling. I'm not going long something like that. It actually looks like a short with that move today, up 5% like that. George M, you said Dries had earnings today. They obviously didn't beat because I'm not seeing any movement after hours. Global uranium ETF. Global uranium. Find me a leveraged version of that. This is a nice move, though. I mean, that's a 3.9% move. Uranium. What's the big excitement off uranium? We know right now lithium right now is the big thing, right? But I'm not sure what's all the excitement on uranium. I don't know what's going on. So you're going to have to let me know what's everybody excited about uranium. All right. I'm trying to find out what are some of the biggest asset play ETFs right now. Boy, these bulls are just... Look, man, you got people making a killing right now. I mean, everything is just, running. When we talk about the tech space, just pulling up some of these tech tickers, they're just insane. Who's that guy who called about ACHV? What about it? Achieve Life Sciences? We pulled this up yesterday? I don't remember. Did we pull this up yesterday? ACHV. I'm going to follow that one, but I don't remember us pulling that up. I mean, he had to be some kind of miracle worker because there was basically no volume in the stock today, and all of a sudden today, company comes out and says something. Actually, no, I don't see any. This is from the 14th. So no news on ACHV. And again, when we're always suspicious, check the float. Oh, look at that. 5 million shares trading. Okay. All right. So we already know what that's about. Up 20%, though. Nice move on it. They got a nice pop on it. Up 20%. Yes, indeed. Somebody called it in the Discord. Okay. Kenneth Rosenberg, MRVL. Marvel Technology Group, semiconductor. Look at that, man. Look at that. That's what, I mean, look at all these. Look, artificial intelligence is in, semiconductor. You know, Marvel technology. I don't even know if they're are they even profitable? Are they even profitable? Total assets 4.5. Total current asset. Net debt. Okay, so yeah, they're making money. They're making money. Total revenue fiscal year was $2.3 billion. Okay, oh shit. All right. So never heard of them. Marvel Technology Group. Have you guys heard about this company? It's a big fucking company. $10.7 billion market cap. Never heard of this company. Marvel Technology Group. $23.28. You know, got a lot of employees. 4.6 thousand employees. Only $23 stock. Semiconductor play, yeah, and profitable. Interesting. MRVL. That's the ticker on that one. I'll write that down myself. MRVL. Kind of warm right now. 91. 91 on the RSI. After these really 2 explosive days on the stock. Man. 2 really explosive days on the stock. But it has overall an incredible year.
Supreme victory!
Yeah, I'll give him that. Uh-oh, what's that Mike Tyson Bitcoin doing now? Mike Tyson Bitcoin? Okay, so the stock's up 100%. All right, so yeah, it's 000 stock. I don't know, somebody just buying a huge position or something. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, Mike Tyson Bitcoin. That's the only thing I can think about when I pull up CNXS because of what they did. They set up one machine in this casino. I think that was like the only machine, and it literally says Mike Tyson Bitcoin, and you can go there and buy Bitcoin, and it's still there. It's actually still there. Good volatility. Up 100%, but remember people getting bagged bad. Yeah. I mean, people got shitted on last year. Some of these Bitcoin stocks, they came out too early. They came out too early. Got a lot of people excited about them. When Bitcoin was at 3,000, 4,000. If these Bitcoin stocks had showed up now, oh my God, the returns would be insane. FENG, yeah. FENG and a couple of these other Chinese stocks are very similar to that episode where we talked about Chinese stocks running. Very similar plays. In fact, let me pull up my market view from TradingView. And we got a couple of these Chinese stocks that, put up some interesting gains today that for whatever reason won't die. Including FANG, MOSY is another one. MOSY. This is a semiconductor play based out of China, based out of California, but manufacturing in China. That's the catalyst there. But supposedly, some people say they're actually doing well. KBSF. That one continued. I don't know. That was an incredible short for. I forgot that guy. We had him on the show before. He made like $6,000 on this stock. Let's see here. We had a couple other ones do pretty well today. I know we saw more Chinese stocks. They're going away though. Finally, it looks like they've lost their touch. RWLK to me seems to be running based on what's going on with EKSO. It's a pathetic attempt. Up 2% on RWLK. Very similar play to EKSO. SANP. Sanofi. Don't know anything about SANP. Bitcoin stocks, the new pump like weed. Yeah, absolutely. But we'll see how long it'll last. I mean, this could be a minute too, Cali Rob, because, you know, if you remember the weed stocks in the election, they literally ran until the day of the election. And then, I mean, the day after the election, they all started selling off. You know, they didn't even play into the good news. They just kind of, all right, the election is over. They started selling off. I would love to see some of these Bitcoin stocks start talking about Bitcoin 10,000, which is a reality. It's not a dream. It's a reality. You know, when we talk about Bitcoin, BTC, Coinbase, yeah, there it is. Bitcoin, $8,100 right now. This is a live chart. This is a live chart of Bitcoin. Here's a 2-minute chart on Bitcoin as it continues to do what it's doing. Can we go to 1 minute? Yeah, it looks crazy 1 minute chart too on Bitcoin, but it's going to continue to do what it's doing, man. Bitcoin is a beast. And I'd love to see these Bitcoin stocks come out and talk about Bitcoin 10,000. They can play that up, man. They can play that up. But when you see so many other Bitcoin stocks that should be running a lot better, but they're not. For example, a stock that I shitted on, MGTI. MGTI ain't doing shit. I mean, this is a company that's literally built on the idea of a publicly traded company being in the business of mining Bitcoin. Now, we know the value of Bitcoin has been, you know, growing astronomically, and yet MGTI can't find buyers of its stock. It has a lot to do with the fact that, you know, the balance sheet looks like shit and they're literally giving away shares for peanuts. But irregardless of that, the stock should be trading a lot higher. So you got guys who are just saying, fuck it, instead of buying stock, I'll just go ahead and buy some actual Bitcoin. And, you know, the Bitcoin stocks aren't doing what they, what they should be doing, which is explaining a better job of why someone who should or would be buying Bitcoin should buy some stock in a company that is involved in Bitcoin. You know, they're not doing a good job of explaining. BBOX, Black Box Incorporated. Yeah, I saw this was one of the best stocks on the market today. I don't know anything about this stock here. It looks like, you know, doing really well, though. Would have loved to get some of these shares here. Not bad. Black Box stocks. Black Box Core. GROW. U.S. Global Investors. U.S. Global Investors. 3.2 million shares. Only $45 million market cap. Trading at 88 times earnings. So, man, this is a very expensive stock. It's a very expensive stock. Do your research on it. Trading at 88 times earnings, Cali Rob. Oh, no, you didn't bring that. Who brought Grow up? That was Max 3's swing. I mean, obviously he's doing really well. If he got in at those twos, then yes, he's doing very well. Just be careful that as the stock goes higher, that PE becomes more and more expensive, and you may not have people who are going to be willing to pay such a premium for the stock. Yeah, it's holding. Yeah, it's holding those, you know, higher lows though, and not the prettiest chart in the world, but it's holding those higher lows. ICLN. Are we talking about the ETF? Yeah, are we talking about the ETF ICLN? Global Clean Energy Index Fund. Don't know anything about this one. Low volume. But again, these stocks aren't today trade, so you're going to be in it for a while. You may not care about 54,000 shares being traded on a daily basis. But even this, I'm not a fan of the chart. There have been a lot of sectors that are running, But alternative energy hasn't been one of them. Alternative energy has not been one of them. Has not been one of them. All right, I'm gonna start really putting some time in money, learning how to understand, these ETFs, just because you're able to get rid of that single stock risk and get incredible returns, man. These returns are insane. Here's the Dow 30 leveraged 3 times. This was a return of 171% for the year. I mean, these are incredible returns. Let's take a look at NDRA. Endra Life Sciences. Very liquid here, up 24%. I mean, only 29,000 shares traded. That could be one guy, bro. That could be like literally one trade. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I wouldn't go long here. Definitely love to see a lot more than that. Gucci, looking at the VIX. We talked about trading volatility yesterday on this show. This is I thought it would be an inverse. I don't know. I'm gonna say I can't know. The VIX isn't. Yeah, this is an inverse. So as long as the market continues to go higher, the VIX, the real VIX, VIX, will go lower. This is an inverse of the VIX. Interestingly enough, it's literally backwards. It's XIV, right? So the inverse of the VIX. So the VIX goes lower. This continues to go higher. This will continue to go higher. Nice move on that one, though. Up 3.7%. VIX is another great opportunity for you to short on that one. But we're dangerously low now. We're on some dangerously low VIX. The below 9 VIX is like danger territory because that snapback is insane, man. UVXY is basically the VIX with just leveraged. Thank you, Michael B, for bringing that up. UVXY. It's just a leveraged form of the VIX. Ultra short-term leveraged move down 7%. Insane moves on this. If you decide to short, whether you decide to, I don't think, do they still? Let me see. How liquid are the calls in it? Because I know now it's, you might as well just do it with the stock. But if you don't have that much cash, but you still have a margin account, just go buy some options on it. And the options are liquid. The options are pretty liquid. All right. The spreads aren't as tight as I would love to see them. So you're just going to have to be very careful with your entries and make sure you're not hitting the ask, right? Try to get between the bid and the ask. That's usually a good way to do it. But UVXY, a great play to short while this bull market. I've been following it here. So, we cracked below that 1472. I wasn't expecting this. I don't think anybody was expecting this big of a move today across the market, period. But we got it, and it is what it is. Nice move. UVXY. LT is a scam, Gregory Hall. 980, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, so this is Mr. Gladness.
Hey, what's going on with you, man?
Good. I'm about to get in these options kind of hard next month.
Okay.
I've been saving up a little bit.
Okay.
And I just have a general question. Why is it that options go like once a month instead of like if I want to make a call or a put for next week?
Well,
you have to wait a whole month.
Well, some stocks have weekly options. Some have monthly options. If the stock is relatively liquid, I mean, you're talking about, and I say liquid, I mean, 5 million or more per day traded, you're going to have weekly options on that. You do have some stocks that trade 1 million and have weekly options, but weekly options are particularly for very liquid stocks. Monthly options, they tend to be with stocks that aren't that liquid, but are large cap and, offer the opportunity for someone to, go out and make, a decision to, buy at a certain price, but a month out. It's just what it is. And you'll see that a lot on commodity-based ETFs or companies that trade in the space. So you'll see that a lot in oil and gas stocks. You'll see monthly. What else? And I think there are some VIX, also some VIX plays that are like that, some volatility ETFs that are only having monthlies. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, not every stock has weekly options.
Gotcha. For GameStop, the option that you said you did, why didn't you do like the spread technique with that, like you normally do? Like you pick one from that's really high and then you pick one that's really low.
I haven't gone into GameStop. I'm in Foot Locker right now. With Foot Locker, I didn't buy the spread because I'm not expecting Foot Locker to go higher. I mean, I think we're pretty overextended. I looked into the earnings report. They are losing money. They say they're losing money. They're just not losing as bad. And I thought it wasn't, the 26% that it gained, it was a bit of an overreaction for a company that's in a space that's losing the way it is. And I'm looking at the primary chart, primary trend of the stock, and I think I got a great option that's got a lot of time on it, and I think I can overwhelm any kind of bullish sentiment for the time being. When we talk about GameStop, the trend again was very, very bearish, right? And the expectation was that, another similar to Foot Locker, this is a retail play. People felt like they hadn't been doing good this year. They came out and said they were doing better than expected. So a trader going into GameStop, the expectation is I don't need to go on the call side because I don't think they're going to make it. And that was the sentiment. They're not going to make it. And many analysts said that GameStop wasn't going to make it. In fact, if you watched, what's that show on CNBC? If you watched it yesterday, it's the option show. I forgot what it's called, but it's where the guys talk about options, and there's this kind of one Hispanic-looking guy, and he was on the show yesterday, and he talked about putting a position to short, but obviously using options, GameStop. He was saying that they were going to lose. So, that's just kind of what happened with GameStop. But, who would have thought they would have came out and beat earnings? And now, tomorrow, all you would do is just go on the call side. I mean, because I don't know how hard this could run, but it could run very, very hard tomorrow. We'll see. Option action. Thank you, Woody Wright.
Yeah, because I like day trading every once in a while, but the option side, it's the upside is so crazy.
Yeah,
possible. And I've been watching, Tasty Trade and listening to these professionals talk about their experience, and it's just like if it expires, it expires. They all do like vertical spreads in a sense. If it expires and they buy it like for next year calls and puts. If it expires, it expires. Oh well, they lose $150. But then the upside, they end up making thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
I really want to grind on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're going for a straddle, it doesn't make sense to have it for a week or 2 weeks. Straddles, a vertical, I mean, it's got to be something where it goes way out and you allow, that downside to expire worthless, and then, you let the gains run. And whatever that stock you're putting it on, it's got to have volatility, right? It can't be a stock that's going sideways. It's got to be a stock that's, moving with some kind of catalyst, whether it be the overall market or a product they're coming out. It's got to be something that's going to move and in a direction, right? And that's what you need to bank on. So, and yes, you make more of the money by going out with that selection. So, the problem is that, having the patience to literally sit there and watch your money grow and not want to take profits and move to another direction. So you got to have something that occupies your time, whether you have a job or something else. But that's how, the big money is made, right? I mean, these guys putting on those kind of trades a year out and just kind of letting it do its thing.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate your input, and I just wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving early. I appreciate the show and all the group members on there. And get these likes up, everybody.
There it is, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, so shout out to Andrew. Andrew, thank you so much for the call, man. Thank you so much for the call. Let me give him a clap. Look, I appreciate all of you guys. I say this every day. I appreciate all of you guys who are willing to come in here and talk about stocks, man. You know, you got a lot of people who just they want to be rich, they want to have money, but they don't really want to put in the work like that. And I'm here as much as I can be. I've put over 242 episodes, each of them, almost 2 hours long. Many of them 5, 6, 7 hours long. I just want this so bad. And, I know I've become better over the last 2 years, 3 years. Every year I'm just getting better. My money's accumulating. It's just amazing. And I appreciate you guys, coming in the chat room every night because you want the same things for yourself. You want the same things for yourself because we can all be doing something, stupid right now. Watching our time, getting our brains drained on some dumb shit. All right. FANH. Insurance, automobile, financial. I don't know anything about this one. FANH. Yeah, man. Absolutely, Londell. This is absolutely, man. Every episode just documenting. You can watch all the episodes. You see your comments. All your comments are all there. FANH. This is a nice looking chart. It's low volume, but it's a nice looking chart. I'm trying to figure out I'm looking through the news here. They got $1 billion market cap. It's a pretty big company. 4,000 employees. This is all right. So this is an ADR. So it's an international play. They're trading at 27 times earnings. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do more research on. Oh, okay, it's Chinese. All right, it's Chinese. Yeah, fuck that. I'm good on that. These Chinese. I'm not good on that. You guys know I got burned on a Chinese company about this time last year. It's been over a year now. But it was a gold company that was trading for like $2 a share. And it had a PE of like 2. And we're like, oh my God, this company's making $1 billion. It's trading for $2 a share and has a PE of 2 times earnings. This is dirt cheap. This is a buy. I mean, if you read Benjamin Graham's, you don't even have to read Benjamin Graham's in classic book. A stock that cheap is a buy. A stock that cheap is the buy. Company came out and said it was fraudulent. The SEC fined them. I think they're still trading. I don't know how, but they're still trading. I think it was called King Gold. Yeah, that was it. It was King Gold. Yeah, there it is. KGJI. You guys remember that? I was so excited about this company. Look at that. They're still trading at $2 a share, and they still have a PE ratio of 2.5. Now, that's dirt cheap, and the volume has gone down. The volume looks to be a lot better than that. I thought for a long time this company was going to go to $10 a share. But they came out and said their books were all fake, and so I don't know where the stock is now. But like they're like the Zales of China. King Gold Jewelry, they're like the Zales in or Tiffany's. There you go. They're like Tiffany's in China. So if you're a Chinese guy, you're rich, or you aspire to be rich, and you want to buy that special woman in your life something, you go to King Gold. MEET. The meat group. Yeah, this is the company that they own Tinder, right? Is it Tinder or is it Match.com? I think it might be Match.com. I think it's Match.com. But we haven't really done good with the social media outside of Facebook. I mean, they're the kings, Facebook and Twitter. 919, I think this is Bats. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Doing good, Bats. We'll end it with your call, bro. What you got for us?
Yeah, I've got a couple of tickets for you guys. The first one is RWLK.
All right, RWLK.
Rewalk Robotics.
Yeah, very similar to EKSO, very similar businesses. What do you like about this one?
A lot. So they had an offering. As you know, I've been looking at trading offerings and insider buys as a strategy. What I like about this is, so the low RSI always, you know me, I like buying stocks at low RSI. And the offering, I think, was for $1.05. I don't think it actually hit $1.05, but regardless of that, you see the green candle right there. That's one of my favorite candlestick signals in the world. This is called a bullish belt hold. So a bullish belt hold, essentially this happens in a downtrend. It's obviously a bullish reversal candlestick pattern. And what tends to happen is the stock opens from lower than where it had been in the previous day or previous days. And then essentially the buyers bring the price up. So it shows up as a green candle, a low RSI candlestick, and buyers basically come in and buy the stock back up to where it closed at the previous day, or at least around that zone. So if you look at many, you'll kind of see it. I think there's another one that's kind of a few days back. You'll see one right there. It happens in a downtrend, and then it opens at a lower price, and then you see this green candlestick, a full-bodied green candlestick closing near where it closed the previous day or previous days. So that's called a bullish belt hold. So I like it because of the low RSI. You can see the RSI curling up right there. And also, the price, obviously, it's just above $1. I think it closed at $1.17. And like you said with EKSO, this could also be a sympathetic type of play off of EKSO. So at least with something like this in the short term, so I'm talking about like a week or less, you can get easily, a 10-20% gain off of this. And essentially that's all I'm looking for. If it goes higher than that, then that's good. So that's my first play.
Okay.
Second play, let's see what else I have here. CHEK. So CHEK, you'll notice on the daily chart, we have a low RSI hammer signal. Whether you want to call it a hammer or somewhere between a hammer and a dragonfly doji. That's what you see right now with CHEK. And this one as well was an offering. So what tends to happen with an offering is you get the initial dip, but then you get a reversal. The reversal doesn't necessarily have to be complete. What tends to happen is it tends to be transient or something temporary where you get, like I said, a 5, 10, 15, 20% bounce. And looking at this one, I think the RSI is somewhere near like 33 or 31 to 33. So I'm looking to play this one as a bounce, but it's tricky with these stocks like the previous one I mentioned, RWLK, and this one. When they're near $1, that can be dangerous because the $1 can either serve as support, and then once it breaks through $1, typically will go to about like 90 or 88 cents or something like that. So that's all you just have to be wary about when you trade these stocks that are right near $1. But anyway, CHEK would be my second pick. And then my third one is DPLO. A bit late on this one, but I just wanted to illustrate the power of insider purchases, whether it's a CFO or COO, insiders essentially buying their stocks back. DPLO is exactly that. So you see the initial panic sell, which was 3 days ago or 3 trading days ago, and then that's normally followed by, it will either be followed by, if it's a huge sell-off like that, you'll get like a bullish harami, which is what you see on the 17th, where you have a small green candle within a very large, being engulfed from the previous day's large red candle. And then, as you can see, there was a reversal, and this one was pretty strong. Even though this is, a $14 to $17 stock, if you were doing options on this, maybe a short-term, like weekly options, or if your position size is large enough, you could have definitely capitalized on this, coming in and buying at, on the 17th, where you had your bullish harami. And then, of course, the insider buying, I think, happened maybe 2 days ago when it formed that bullish harami. And then basically, because it's a low-risk play, you pretty much stay into it until you make whatever percentage you're looking for. And as you can see with this one, it bounces off close to an RSI of 20. And essentially, if you just want to trade using RSI, that also helps. So with typical stocks that are oversold, you want to, if they dip below RSI 30, all you want to do is wait for the RSI to curl back, and as it passes an RSI 30, you can either trade it from RSI 30 to RSI 50. If you notice the stock going to, RSI 70, you could even stay in that trade until RSI 70. And then if it gets into the overbought condition, above RSI 70, if it goes to 80 or 90, it may typically do that after several months. But if it's in the habit of getting into the overbought, zone, then you could also wait past an RSI of 70. And for this one, you notice DPLO, there has been an instant back in, let me see, September. The month of September is where it got into the overbought, RSI above 80. So technically where it is right now, which is about RSI 40, in theory, you could trade this back up to RSI about 70 or 80 because it's tested those RSIs before. So, so that marks the end of my NASDAQ type plays. And then I actually have OTC plays today. I know I haven't been really mentioning those because NASDAQ has given us enough action over the last, few weeks. The one I'm really, really excited about as an OTC is Zeno, Zeno. And Zeno has
Zeno almost cracked above the 200-day. Actually, did get above the 200-day moving average. Did come in, but it did get above that. Interesting.
Yeah, and why I like Zeno, okay, so you notice, if you go back a few months, you'll notice that Zeno it has a knack for doing a multiple day run. If you look as far back, this is ways back, but it's around March. For the month of March to the month of April, it essentially had a multiple day run where it just, every day it was posting higher highs and higher lows. I love the way it's setting up with the volume increasing, each day. And this is where kind of like sometimes trading is a bit of an art because you notice on the RSI it's nearly hitting 80.
Yeah.
But we know that with OTC stocks, they don't necessarily adhere to oversold or overbought. And this is where the art of trading comes into it, because you typically want to look at a stock either that's actively traded, that people know about, that has posted similar patterns in the past. And so for me, I can see definitely VNO continuing to post higher highs and higher lows. If at in the least, it's, it should at least close above the 200, which is around 54, 55 cents. So this one I'm watching closely because it's only run for 3 days, something like that, with the last 2 days being the significant, wide candle type of runs. And then I'm looking at OTTV.
Okay.
And OTTV, had a nice day. You have, at least on the closing side of the candle, you have a closing Marubatsu. You do have a little wick at the lower end of the candle, but it had a very strong finish. Once again, you're talking about it coming from a relatively low RSI. Basically came from, in the last few days, came from about RSI 43. It's now at RSI 67. We know in the past that it can hit RSI 80. So this one, I think this may have a multiple day run. If not, it's going to pull back, but I think ultimately it's still got a lot of the ways to go. If you look at, I guess, the first week of August, you see it went as high as 0058, and it's currently at 0024. So this has a lot of potential. Next one up, MSRT. And this one is hit or miss. I mean, this one, I know you've talked about it. It's not one of your favorites, I know. It seems to be one of these stocks that it's trending lower, but it always has a few days of finesse where it starts to come out and then it then bleeds out again. But once again, why I like this setup is it's kind of made a very good breakout today, kind of flirting with, I think it's the 20 simple moving average today. Didn't quite hit that, but once again, coming from a low RSI condition of about 30, 31, it's now at RSI 41, so it does potentially have a few days to run further. And then the last one I have here is, there's obviously marijuana's been, some of the marijuana stocks like VAPE and MJNA have been looking good. The one from today that I'm not sure about, but I'll continue to watch, is GEQU. And that one had a huge 172% increase.
What's the ticker
today.
on that one again?
G for girl, E for equality, Q for quiet, U for umbrella.
Okay.
GEQU. This one had an extremely good day today, really coming from, RSI 44, 45, all the way to RSI 80. So in terms of RSI, it's over, overbought. But if you look at the grand scheme of things, you'll look as far back as maybe February, where it was as high as 2 cents, and right now it's at 0.006.
Yeah.
So at least I see a doubling of this, or tomorrow it may try to test the 200 simple moving average around 0.073. And so, we'll just see what happens with that. But, sometimes there's an art and then there's, the technical side of trading where you crunch the numbers and look for resistance and support. But what I've noticed over the years is that with OTCs, not all of them obey kind of the same laws as like the NASDAQ stocks. So you're really trying to look for stocks that either are popularly traded, actively traded on the OTC, and then if you have 1 or 2 days like I talked about in the past, if you can catch it on the first or second day, you may be able to capitalize on it, over the course of the week or, or a couple of days.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for you. But right now, my main focus is just following the smart money. I'm looking for offerings where there's the initial dip and insiders dip buy, and then I look for the reversal pattern, which might be, like I said, a bullish Harami or a piercing signal coming through from a low RSI position, and then I get in pretty much after that. That's all I have for you guys.
There it is, Bats. Thank you so much, as always, for the call, man. I really appreciate you calling, brother.
Not a problem. Thank you, Sal. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Bats. Always with, just barely 20 minutes. Guy took us through 7 tickers, so I really appreciate him. Went through a ton of them today. But we do this every night because we love what we're doing here. I'll be back. I'm thinking about, Thursday, probably you'll see me again maybe Monday of next week. I'll let you guys just enjoy your families and friends. So will I. And I'll see you guys back here Monday for another great week of trading. Then we're going into the Christmas holidays. You're going to see retail being talked about a lot on this show, as well as on many of the business news websites, as well as CNBC. We're going to talk a lot of retail. And then sure enough, in February, we got next level earnings coming out. So, that's kind of how it's going to work here, guys. We're going to stay abreast with what's going on with the general market, as well as what's going on with, of course, the OTCs. All right. That's basically how it's going to work. So looking forward to having you guys back here safe and sound next week. Let me go ahead and ring the bell. Safe journeys to wherever the hell you guys are going to. All right. Safe journeys. Don't do anything crazy. Don't drive drunk. Just get through the week. Love on your family. Call somebody you haven't spoken to in a long time in your family. Talk to the oldest person in your family and ask them a question about the oldest person they remember in the family. How about that? That's always a great thing I like to do during the holidays. Talk to the oldest person in the family and get them to tell you a story about the oldest person they remember in the family. That's always a great way to start things out. So I'm looking forward to those conversations on my end. With that being said, let me go ahead and close the show out. Appreciate you guys. It's been a good week. 2 days. Obviously I would love to come on, but it's the holidays. Cali Rob. Yes, indeed, man. Hopefully, I'm mad at myself. I'm just a little bit mad at myself at the whole Roku situation. I should have been more patient, but I didn't know. I didn't know. The options weren't to expire until Friday of this week. I didn't like, the fact that, just like Andrew said, holiday weeks you get to tend to have lower volume. I didn't know. So I'm a little bit mad on that Roku. That looks like it'll probably go into 36 tomorrow. Appreciate it, Yahote. K-Mac, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if this is your first time. If you got $5 a month to spare, hit up the Patreon. Sign up. Support the show. The Discord room is in the chat room. If you don't know anything about stocks, go learn from the guy who taught me and many of the other people in this chat room. MillionaireTradingAcademy.com. That's Tim Sykes. Sign up. Learn. With that being said, Joe Silva, thank you, man. You as well. Finance and economics, you as well. Andrew, George M., Woody Wright, appreciate you, man. K Mac, Adonis, love it. Do I know if the market will open on Friday? I know they're closed Thursday. Friday's a half day. Fridays, they close at 1 or 12, I think. But Friday's a half day. I'm pretty sure Friday's a half day. Cali Rod, appreciate you. Lambry Milt, Gregory Hall, Londale Carter, all the old people, new people, whoever you are. We didn't get to your stock today. Next time, call me. 305-600-2896. Be safe, everybody. See you back here Monday. M1 Gunner. 1 p.m. Okay, there it goes. 1 p.m. I thought so. There it is. Troy Hendricks. Take your time, man. You don't have to rush it. It's always a trade. Joe, you as well, man. Take care, everyone. See you back here Monday. Later.